Picking up where we left off in our last video, we're going to be sanding and shaping our upper torso armor for our Mandalorian Merc's costume. You can see here I took my cereal boxes, formed this pattern, went ahead and had to add some extra cardboard here. You'll notice the aluminum tape connecting it. I also covered the outside with some resin, some polyester resin. I don't know what happened with my pattern, but I was a little short on the collar. But you'll see here I've already wet the glass, so this is about, depending on how much hardener you put in, it could be 10 to 15 minutes later, and that's the best time to go in and green cut that. You can take a razor blade, cut off those unsightly edges, and it makes it for a lot easier time when you're trying to sand down the edges and clean those up. So you can see here I've already got the shoulder armor as well as the piece that colors the collarbone, and this was the left side chest armor that we left off with in our last video. I went ahead and knocked down some of the edges, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I did to sand that. And again, you can see the fiberglass chop strand on the inside. It's cured nicely, as well as that one layer of polyester resin on the outside. And I did the same thing with these shoulder pieces, but I'll have to go back in and hit those with a heat gun so we can get the proper shape on that. I also added some rondo to the top of these pieces as well. So the shoulder armor as well as the single piece that covers the collarbone. Get those out of the way, grab my orbital sander, and we will start sanding the rondo down. And again, this is the right side piece that I'd hit earlier, and I want to kind of get this shape as well. But before I can shape this piece, I'm going to have to knock some of the rondo off because it's a little too thick. And if you guys notice, on the very bottom of this left side piece, there's a crack. I tried to shape that when it was too thick, and I wound up having to put some super glue and baking soda in that to hold it together. But I go ahead and hit all the edges with the orbital sander, as well as try to get as many of the high spots down as possible. I don't want to sand all of it away, and I am going to be adding some glazing putty to the top of this once we're done. I'm also knocking down the fiberglass chop strand on the inside and trying to smooth that out as well. This is time consuming. You want to wear a respirator or a dust mask at least when you're knocking this stuff off, just because it does make a lot of dust and you don't want to be breathing that stuff in. So we're almost done here. We're going to have to start shaping this with a heat gun to get it to our final form. I'm also noticing, and I'll point out later, that my fiberglass and resin was separating a little bit from the cardboard on the inside. I had to go back in and fix that. But here we go. I've got my heat gun set up. This is pretty cheap, $20 something, $20 to $30 at Harbor Freight. You can get a nice heat gun. And I'm going to put it on its highest setting, let that warm up for a minute or two, and then come back and start shaping that chest piece. And you want to you want to use the inside of the piece, the side that has the fiberglass chop strand on it. That's what you want to heat up. And you're going to run that across a few times. Don't want to get too close because you can burn this. I'm also outside on my balcony, so it's a well-ventilated area. Don't want to be breathing in fumes from the resin as well. And I'm using the piece that I've already shaped to kind of match it up. So I'm constantly going back and checking to see if all of my edges have the same curve to them. This is time consuming, but again, well worth the effort. And if you guys aren't using fiberglass chop strand cardboard the way I did, and you're using your Centra, you're going to be doing something very similar. You're going to heat up your Centra, and then you're going to start to shape it. I already knew the right piece was the shape that I wanted because I had put that up to my flak vest while I had it on, and I just wanted to try to get as close as I could to a mirror image on the left side. And you can see it's pretty pliable once you get it heated up. what I'm going to do here is continue to try to match that up to the other side. Again, I appreciate you guys watching and staying tuned and all the likes and subscriptions that are coming from this build. This is something I put together over the last couple of months. Just decided I wanted to record my progress as I built my own Mandalorian Mercs costume. I would encourage anyone to like and subscribe or share the video, or even give me some feedback and comments. I do appreciate it. I'm a novice and just kind of doing this on my own as I think about things. But I'll be, again, documenting this, putting this on my channel as I go. And you can see here we're already shaped it up. I've also added some more Rondo to the inside to seal the edges. Again, I'd mentioned that I noticed that the fiberglass was coming away from the cardboard on the inside after I'd heated it, so I went ahead and did the edges. You'll also notice that collar piece, I went ahead and added Rondo to the outside of that. Got a little bit of a curve. I'll have to reshape that as well as covering the seams on the shoulder pieces. You'll see here I've got those shaped the way that I wanted. I'm just going to add Rondo to the outside and then sand those down. And again, just something I decided to do without Sentra. Just wanted to see how hard it would be to build a Mandalorian armor with cardboard and fiberglass. And you can see I got this chest piece almost identical. We'll be adding some glazing putty and stuff after we've mounted this. You can see my belly piece, I didn't use the Rondo. I wasn't having any issues with the fiberglass resin, polyester resin back then. And remember, I started using the Rondo because some of my resin wasn't curing correctly. Again, these shapes are almost identical. My next video, I'm going to show you how I add the nylon screws to this so that I could affix it to my flak vest, and then we'll be glazing it and then adding our primers and our different colors. So again, I appreciate everyone for following. Please like and subscribe this video. I'm looking for feedback as well as any other expertise on how to make this easier. But this has been a joy to do, and I appreciate you guys watching. So again, I'll get this video up and posted, and I'll start working on the next one as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.